Okay, the exact statistic is this. During the governorship of Chris Ngige, the IGR, you can write it down and go and verify, between 2003 to 2006 was, when he came in, he made 800 million naira in the purse, in the bursary. And he increased it. By the time he left in 2006, the money had become 7.5 billion naira. I don't know the man. These are just available information on the net. Okay. This is an increase of 938%, almost 1,000% increase in creating wealth, bringing money to the coffers of the state. This is what the man, Chris Ngige, did. Now, Mr. Obi, let's take his own time of governorship. He came in 2006 and left in 2014. So the money that he made was 7.5 billion. That is what Ngige left for him. That's what he made there. But when he left, he only increased the money from 7.5 billion to 8.3, to 8.13, 8.1 actually, to 8 billion, from 7 billion to 8 billion. That's the only thing he increased it to, which is an increase of less than 1%. I'm not talking about the whole total GDP of the state. I'm only talking about the internally generated revenue, IGR. Now, then another man came after Peter Obi by the name Willie Obiano. So he met in the coffers of the internally generated. He came in 2014 and left 2022. He made 8.13 billion, let's say 8 billion, and increased it to 28 billion. That is 246%. Now, the highest is Chris Ngige, 938%. The second one is Obiano, 246%. And Peter Obi, just less than 1%. No, it's too bad. Even if it is 10%, even if it is 100%, 200% is better. You could be a good person. This is part of what I'm trying to say, what you saw in my article. You could be a good person, a good leader. You don't steal, but if you cannot generate wealth, you are going to cause catastrophe. Personally, I believe that Nigeria has had very good leaders. And even the man we have right now, Muhammad Buhari, personally, I think he's a good man. I think he's not stealing. I think he's honest. I think he's sincere. I think he's pure. He might not be corrupt, but he doesn't have ideas on how to generate money. Same with Obi. And in Obi's case, it's going to be worse because Obi is still stingy plus all that. And he's bragging on that I left this amount of money, I kept this amount of money. When your people are dying out of poverty, you are bragging that you are keeping money in the bank. You are supposed to use that money to improve their lifestyle, not to be bragging that you kept it. It's just like somebody says, I'm a billionaire. You are a father of your household, and you are bragging that you are a billionaire or a millionaire, but your children are not being well fed. You are a bad father. That is the issue. One of the issues I will point to in regards to Peter Obi in that sense. Now, concerning my article, I said Nigeria doesn't need, we should stop looking for messiahs. We don't need messianic leaders. That is the essence of my article, that leadership is not the problem of Nigeria or Africa. It's not our main problem. Unlike what all our fathers and our colleagues, our people have told us all our years. Since I was little like this, I've been hearing leadership is our only problem. Leadership, as if we never had a good leader in Nigeria. But I tell you, we have having good leaders. We had Tafawa Balewa. He was a good man. Go and read his biography, story about him. He was a good man. We had Nnamdi Azikiwe as the president. He was a good man. We had Gowon. Gowon was a good man, fine man. And the economy of Nigeria did best during his time. Even Obasanjo is a good man. We had, but the best of men that we've had in this country as our president is Shagari. If you have heard of Shagari, Shagari was a good man. He would not hunt an ant. But economic collapse and the government collapsed upon his head. Even this Buhari, when he came the first time, even now, I think he's a good man. You know, we've been having good men, and that is where we will all, our hope will always dash. When we are hoping that one man will come and deliver us, we are making a mistake. We need to look for men of capacity. But how do you know these men of capacity and vision who are able to make things happen, even if they are bad men? They might be bad men, but they might be men of capacity. They are two different things. When you are talking about going to heaven, you need people to be good. When you are talking about, pleasing God, going to heaven, you need people to be good. But when you are talking about building a nation, you need men with skills and capacity. So that is what I'm trying to say, that people who are good and kind, they will not necessarily end up to be good leaders or lead us to a good place. So what do we need? We need men with capacity. So how do we know their capacity? How do we gauge and judge them? Look at their track records. If their track records have shown that they have done something historical and which is related to the challenges that the country is facing now, then you could say, this is the man. I can show you, okay, you tell me any leader that you know in the history of the world that built their great countries. Most of them are cruel. Most of them are warrior men. Let's take America, for example. George Washington, he was a warrior. He was a general. He went to war. They would call him a rebel. He fought England, and but for Americans, he was the father of the nation. He became a hero, national hero. Same with Lincoln. Lincoln had slaves, and he had extramarital life and things like that. But still, he's still one of the best leaders that America has ever produced. Point to any country. But they had capacity to build. They had vision. They were visionary leaders, but not always the best of men in terms of morale and kindness and things like that. But other places where you've had men that are good, but you are not skillful, you don't have the skills and the capacity, it's going to be a catastrophe for the nation.